What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. This here is Legitical Response. We cover political news. We keep you up to date and keep you informed with everything that the government does. Now, we've been following this Trump hush money trial BS that's been going on, and it's just been absolute insanity. These people don't know what they're doing in this. They have absolutely corrupted the justice system up in New York. They've corrupted the DOJ. Our justice system seems to be broken. They're just allowing all these persecutions with no crime involved, right? Like, a lot of these prosecutions against Donald Trump are just ridiculous. They're stretching the law to its furthest extent and sometimes breaking it to prosecute Donald Trump. And for what reason, right? Like, it seems to be that the Democrat Party, and especially Judge Juan Merchan, is in on the fact that they're trying to stop Donald Trump from winning the presidency again. Look what they're doing, right? The judge ordered him to be in the courtroom instead of being on the campaign trail when he needs to be campaigning. Then you have the leftist media over here screeching and screaming about, oh, look, Joe Biden's out on the campaign trail falling over, and look, where's Donald Trump? He's not out on the campaign trail. He's tied up in court. Why would you want to vote for somebody who's in court, who's a criminal, right? It just absolute BS. It's like the judge was like, oh, this is the perfect way to get Donald Trump off the campaign trail. So that's what it appears to be, falsifying business records, right? Like, we already know the FEC looked into this and they denied, they said there's no crime here, right? So this was a federal election, by the way, like an entire nationwide election, and we're getting a state level prosecution out of this. Like, what's really going on here? This is absolute BS. Even Alan Dershowitz thinks so.
Donald Trump has been spending all his days. What is the crime?
There is no crime. That's why they're putting on people like Pecker talking about catch and kill. They're putting on McDougal. They're putting on. There's no crime. And, you know, they ought to be very careful about this, because the Supreme Court, the appellate court in Albany, just reversed Harvey Weinstein's conviction on the ground that they put in too much information that wasn't really relevant to the case. And that's what's happening. There is no crime in Manhattan. You cannot figure out what the crime is. That's why they're putting on all this evidence of non-crimes, trying to persuade the jury that catch and kill is a crime. It's not. Paying hush money is a crime. It's not. Putting a corporate statement is a misdemeanor barred by the statute of limitations. You can't suddenly resurrect that and turn that into a crime by invoking a federal statute, which the federal government refused to invoke, and the Federal Election Commission refused to invoke. There is no crime. And if it's Donald Trump, they can go after you tomorrow and your relatives tomorrow for something that isn't a crime. That's why every American, whether you're a Democrat, should be opposed to what's going on in that Manhattan courtroom. It's a scandal.
Okay, so apparently the crime is supposed to be that Donald Trump paid hush money to Stormy Daniels and whatever, Miss McDougal, I forget her first name right off, but supposedly paid hush money to these people, which, by the way, isn't a crime. They're bringing up the catch and kill deal or whatever. That's not a crime, right? Like, they're trying to prove all these things to the jury. Like, see, we proved this. He did that. Oh, look, he did this too as well, to justify the falsifying of business records, right? Like, that's what this whole thing is that what he did, sure, that wasn't illegal, but he falsified a business record to cover up doing something that wasn't illegal. Like, why? And how is that a crime exactly? Like, and they have to prove intent here, and they can't really prove intent with this. So we've been hearing all this testimony, like 11 days of testimony about proving stuff that's not a crime to lead up to something that isn't a crime, right? Like, so they're trying to brainwash the jury into saying, you know, proving this and proving that and proving, like, see, he did it. He did all these things, but they're not crimes. So they bring up this other guy, the lawyer for Stormy Daniels. So this guy gets on the stand and starts testifying, and lo and behold,
bombshell testimony yesterday as Stormy Daniels' lawyer took the stand, denying the payment from ex-Trump lawyer Michael Cohen was actually a hush money payment. Daniels' lawyer, Keith Davidson, said this, quote, "It was not a payoff. It And it was not hush money. It was consideration. Consideration is a legal term from what somebody gives in return for a promise to abide by a contract. Prosecutors allege Trump committed fraud by labeling that payment legal fees.
So now this whole case that they've been building up for 10 days or 11 days or whatever to say this was a hush money payment, come to find out it wasn't even a hush money payment. It was consideration, right? Like they were just upholding a contract, apparently. So it's like Donald Trump pays Michael Cohen a legal fee, and then Michael Cohen pays them out X amount of dollars, right? Like how can you prove that money, that they falsified the records to prove that was a consideration payment? Even like even still, none of this even makes any sense. They cannot prove intent that he falsified the business records, because that's what it's all boils down to at the end of the day, right? Like, you falsified some business records. Well, hang on, did he really falsify business records? Because technically, if they're upholding a contract, if they're paying money for a contract, that's legal fees. So this case just seems to be falling apart at the seams, right? Like they can't prove a crime. They can't uphold all the witnesses, or revolting, I guess you could say. Hopefully the jurors are going to see what's really going on here. It's a political persecution by the left to keep Donald Trump off the campaign trail, and it's not working. It's not working whatsoever, y'all, because honestly, I've said it before in the past that all this press attention with Donald Trump being in court and all this other stuff, he gets free media attention constantly. That's all CNN's talking about, MSNBC, CNBC, CBS, and all these places, all the corporate media. They're constantly covering this Trump trial because it's unprecedented, because nobody has ever thought to, hey, let's go after a former president while he's trying to run for president. It just absolutely makes no sense. So they're blowing everything up. You got MSNBC over here just yelling and screaming about gag orders and all this other stuff.
Oh, it's time to do something different. Like, we're not going to have this conversation again.
And it's just a media meltdown, if you will. But the thing is they don't realize that they're helping Donald Trump a lot. They're helping Donald Trump a whole hell of a lot, because he's getting all this press attention, right? And then they see the media is going nuts over all this. And we've got these legal experts coming in and saying...
Joining me now is former Assistant FBI Director, Agent, and Attorney Chris Swecker. Chris, great to see you. Thank you so much for being here this morning. How do you see this?
Yeah, I think a very liberal Boston University law professor pretty well summed it up. He said, this prosecution is an embarrassment of prosecutive ethics, and apparent selective prosecution is based on exaggerated legal theories and imprecise legal theories. So allegations. So this makes Alvin Bragg basically the Barney Fife of prosecutors across the country. I mean, this was a patently improper, illegal prosecution to begin with. It reeks of politics, and it's caused many people in this country to really shatter their faith in the criminal justice system. This just isn't how the criminal justice system is supposed to work. After 40 years, I've never seen anything like this.
And that's what we're getting from all independent-minded people that I speak with, Chris, that they can't find the crime. They don't understand where this is going. This is a lot of taxpayer money. So do you think Alvin Bragg cares? Do you think there will be any accountability for all of this? I mean, how do you think this plays out?
Yeah, I don't think he cares. I mean, he's one of these, a series of tin-horn prosecutors that want a notch in their belt for their own political reputation within their circles. So I don't think he cares. I mean, at some point, I think there's an ethical reckoning that has to take place with him. I really think that, and I know the defense is salivating for Michael Cohen to get on the stand, because this whole case is built on a house of cards, but he's the linchpin, and he's what we call in the prosecution and in law enforcement a dirtbag witness. Hates Trump, proven liar, improper motivations, based on a prosecution that reeks of politics, as I said earlier.
Just about outright proving my point, if you will. It's a big farce, if you ask me. The left is going nuts. I'm loving every single minute of this. It's helping Trump Look at the polls. He's gonna win. He's gonna win, y'all. We've got to win. We simply have got to win. We've got to get the corrupt Biden administration out of office. These people have destroyed the country. They are currently destroying the country. I've said it before. I'll say it every day if I have to. Joe Biden seems like he's walking through the White House with a belt full of grenades, grabbing a grenade, pulling the pin, throwing it behind him, and just letting it explode on his way out the door. And I'm just distraught at the fact that he doesn't seem to care about the American people. He's only there to further his own interests. He's only there to destroy the country, it seems like. It seems like he is the head of the cultural revolution that we've got going on right now. And that is very, very dangerous to have somebody like that in the White House that doesn't care about the Constitution, doesn't care about free speech, doesn't care about gun rights. We know that.
Gun enthusiasts, and you are actively trying to diminish our Second Amendment right and take away our guns.
You're full of shit.
All right, thank you.
No, shush. Shush. I support the Second Amendment. The Second Amendment, just like right now, if you yell fire, that's not free speech. And from the very beginning, I have a shotgun, I have a 20 gauge, a 12 gauge, my sons hunt. Guess what? You're not allowed to own any weapon. I'm not taking your gun away at all. You need 100 rounds.
So when you were with Beto, when you said you're going to take our guns,
I did not say that. That's not true. I did not say that.
It's a viral video.
It's a viral video like the other ones they're putting out that are simply a lie.
Your voice, you said that you're taking the guns.
Well,
he
just clarified it. Wait. Take your AR-14s and what?
Okay, this is not okay. Hold on. All right.
Hey, let's don't tell me this, pal. I'm going to go outside.
There's a lot of guys. You're wanting me, man.
I'm not worried. Hold on. Give me a break, man. Don't be such a horse
up on me. Hey, there's a lot of
doesn't care about any norms we had in this country. Yeah, go ahead. You want to go after your political opponent? Go right ahead. It's like, what are we doing here, y'all? Like, I really want to know from anybody out there that voted for Biden in 2020, if you're watching this video, do you regret voting for Joe Biden? That's what I want to know. Let me know down in the comment section. And that's all I got for this one, y'all. I want to thank everybody for watching. And like I said, y'all let me know what y'all think about all this down in the comments. And y'all try to have a good day and stay legitical. Peace.